Oh, I felt so naked. I was like, oh my God, what did I do? Weak. I just felt weak. I just felt like, oh my God, what did I Welcome to my YouTube channel. And I want to talk today as a continuation of what we started last week. I'm Kanyile, and this is a channel where we talk about faith and everything else that's under the sun. So today I want to build on the case we started last week when we were talking about how to live a softer and a happier life. And the thing I want to touch on today is femininity and also vulnerability. And I'll touch on a few stories that will unpack this better for us. So being feminine is for me, right, and the research that I've done, being feminine has nothing to do with what you are wearing. It has nothing to do with how you wear your hair and things like that. And when I was doing this research, I kept checking YouTube, other people that have done this video, and people kept on, the videos that I saw were about how to be more feminine, and it shows you how to dress, and it shows you how to, how to put on your makeup and things like that. That is good and well, but the essence of who you are doesn't come from the things you put on top. The essence of who you are is who you are on the inside. It's what makes you you. So being feminine is being a person who embraces the attributes of being a woman. What are those attributes of being a woman? It's being a person who is warm at heart. It's being a person who is soft at heart. It's being a person who wears her emotions on her sleeves. It's being a person who laughs and cries, and being a person who gets mad and cries, and just all of these things, who is not hardened, who doesn't have such holding on to things that make it hard to become feminine. And this may not be a favorite topic for many people because of gender-based violence and also the rise of toxic feminists, right? This will ruffle a few feathers, but the intention of it is not to make anybody angry, but the intention is to say that women need to come back to who they are. Women need to come back to being warm. They need to come back to, in their strength, to understand that it's okay to let your guard down every once in a while. They need to understand, Wuti, even if sometimes you find yourself in a position where you are heading a household, that is not the original plan and intention of God, but because of his goodness, he's able to enable you to be the head of a household. But let not that now make you hard, and let not that now take you away from being feminine. Let not that now take you away from having an energy around you and having a presence around you that makes people want to stay, that makes people feel healed, that makes people feel like they reached how can I say, they reached a place of that goes a place of peace. As I'll make an example with this one, my mom, I remember I used to, if I'm going through a difficult time, and even in 2020, my mom passed away in 2020. I remember in January 2020, I was very sick. I didn't understand what was going on with me. I was just sick, and I was, going to the hospital, to the doctors, and so forth and so forth. And I remember my fiance husband then at the time, because we weren't married yet, but we were going to marry that year. I'm so sorry about that. Phoebe is making a noise outside. But my husband at the time said to me, maybe it's time for you to go home, right? I was in Cape Town, and I went home. The minute I got home, I started with my brother at varsity, but when I got to my home and my mom was home, the minute she hugged me, everything felt okay, right? And the minute that I just laid myself on her chest, in her breasts, the minute I just laid there, everything felt okay, and I was immediately and instantly okay. I didn't need to go to the doctor anymore. I didn't need anything else after that. I was fine, and I was good. And then I flew back to Joburg, to Cape Town. So my point to this is that is having feminine energy. There's a reason why if you live far from home, when you are going through things, you just want to call home, you just want to call your mom, you just want to call your aunt, because there's a presence to that person, and it has nothing to do with how they look. It has nothing to do with how they dressed, but it has everything to do with the essence of who they are. They carry and embody the feminine spirit. They carry and embody the warmth in them. They carry and they hold the healers in them, right? And that is having and containing a feminine spirit. Now I move on to vulnerability. Let me just check if this is still recording. So we were still recording, thank God. So I'm gonna get into vulnerability right now. We've covered femininity and being feminine from a place of your essence, and not just in what you are wearing or what you're putting on, but who you are, the essence of who you are. Now let's jump into vulnerability. And I'm going to tell another story with this one as well, just to bring perspective to the point I'm trying to make. Vulnerability is one of the most complex things, because if it's shown in an unsafe environment, it brings danger to you because you can be harmed. Yet if it's hidden from a safe environment, it brings harm because nobody can see your heart. So it's one of those things that are so delicate, and they just need the discernment of the Holy Spirit as to when to reveal it. So I'm going to tell a story. A couple of days ago, we were at church. I think sometime last week, we were at church with my husband, and around social settings, I'm very awkward. I don't know how to talk to a group of people. I just want to hide, right? I don't know why that is, but when it's like a one-on-one situation, I talk, and I vibe. And if I'm familiar with you, I vibe. But if it's like people I'm uncomfortable with, and so forth and so forth, I hide away. I fade into the room. My husband on the other side, he's more quieter than me by nature, but in spaces where there are people, my husband thrives. He's social. We walk into a home cell, he will hold everybody's hand, he will greet everybody. Me now on the other side, I'm like, why are we doing this? I just want to sit at the back. Why are you? Oh, now I'm gonna look like a bad guy. That's the situation with me and my personality. I don't know why. Maybe I need someone who's gonna help me and tell me what exactly my personality is. But anyway, what was I saying? So we were coming from church, my husband and I, and then while we were leaving, for me, I was like, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. And the minute we walk out of the church, this guy goes back inside, and I'm already ahead of him. So when I look back, he's no longer behind me, right? And I'm like, where is he? And I walk towards the car. Kanti, he's inside the church, and he's saying goodbye to the people that we go to home church with. I'm already in the car, and I'm super humiliated because now I feel bad that I didn't greet, I didn't say hello. And at the same time, I feel awkward because even if I did say hello, I would have been very awkward around the situation. It's a mess. So anyway, so I get upset with that. I'm like, you didn't tell me, Uguti, you are going back, and now I look like the bad guy. So I was upset with the whole thing, and I was angry, and it became like a thing. And we drove back home, and when we got home, oh, he apologized, like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it that way, I didn't know you were gonna take it that way. Anyway, we get home, my husband goes inside the house, and he stays in the room on his phone because I'm upset and I'm busy fixing dinner in the kitchen, right? And then in the minute while that is happening, I just feel in my heart, that's why I always go back to the Holy Spirit. And I just feel in my heart that the Holy Spirit is just like, it's just like telling me, Uguti, I need to reach out to him, and not let this thing become what it's not. But at the same time, I'm thinking to myself, I am not doing that. I am not reaching out to an adult. This adult better reach out to me, right? But anyway, so I'm cooking, right? And I'm like, okay, let me just go to him in the room and just tell him. And I just feel in my heart that I just want him to hug me. I know he said he's sorry, and now he's waiting for me to calm down. That's the only reason why he's in the room. But I don't want that. I don't want his sorry by words. I just want him to hug me, right? So how will he know this unless I say it? That's another thing. That's his vulnerability. And before I tell the story completely, vulnerability means, it says, exposed to the possibility of being attacked or harmed either physically or emotionally. That's what it means. So now I finish up the story. I go to him to the room, and I say to him, sometimes when there's an argument or a disagreement, I don't want you to just say you're sorry with your words. I want you to stand up and you hug me, and everything will be okay. That's what I said. The minute I said that, I felt so naked. Oh my God. Oh, I felt so naked. I was like, oh my God, what did I do? Weak. I just felt weak. I just felt like, oh my God, what did I do? Because it is an exposure. It is a laying down of the guard. It is a laying down of everything that you think you need, the defenses. And you lay down the pride that stands to say, I'm here to protect you. You lay it down for the sake of the peace in the home, for the sake of the relationship, for the sake of what it is that you truly want, and in honor of your femininity and in honor of your spirit, because a home that is cold and a home that has tension doesn't honor my feminine being. It doesn't honor who I am. It doesn't leave me feeling like this is a soft love, right? So I need to honor that. In the pursuit of soft love, I have to have uncomfortable conversations, and this is one of them. So I tell him, and then he says to me, okay, I understand. Then I'm like, you better get up. I'm saying that inside. So I walk away from the room because I'm embarrassed at the same time. I run and I cook in the kitchen. And then like a few minutes later, for my 2 or 3 minutes, he gets up and he comes to me in the kitchen. And when he comes to me in the kitchen, he just comes in and he just holds me and hugs me, right? And then I hug him back, and then he smiles, and then I'm smiling, and then like the tension is gone. So what am I saying? That it took a moment of vulnerability to diffuse the situation. It took me honoring what I felt, honoring the spirit I felt, and obviously knowing that I'm safe with my husband. I trust his love, right? So I'm not saying that go out there and be vulnerable to everyone, or show yourself, show your weaknesses and reveal everything to everyone. I'm saying that discern. In the environments where there is safety, there is no need for you to hold on to grudges and tension. You need to express how you feel. And just to add on to this story as well, one of my friends, in a friend perspective, was here. She's older than me. I love her very much. And she shared something with me that I didn't know is how she felt about me, where she said she struggles to communicate with me because I have defenses and I'm always defensive and I always have an answer for everything type of situation. So my head, I am like that with her and only her, simply because of I trust her. She's my big sister, and I trust her love for me. And for me, if I'm like that today, if she tells me something and I answer her whatever way, tomorrow I'm back at her home and I'm sitting there, I'm making myself tea and I'm talking to her, right? Because to me, it was for that moment and I'm over it. And I didn't know that she was carrying these things, and these things were making it where she needs to teach me or educate me on something. She struggles to, because of I come across that way. So the minute I told her that I am sorry, and did you know that I am that way with only you, and simply because of I trust you. You see all of me. You see the gifted me, where I speak the things of the spirit and the things that I see in the prophetic. And then you also see the human side me. And in the human side me, you see the immature me and you see the mature me. Not everyone gets to be in that front row seat to see all of that. Other people get glimpses of the spirit side of me. Other people get glimpses of the wise side of me. The foolishness of me is only seen by my husband and possibly my brothers, because I've lived with them. My husband, because I live with him, and then her as well. So nobody else sees that side of me. And I didn't know that she didn't feel safe. But the minute she said it to me and she got my heart for her, she was then able to be released from the feelings that she was feeling and to say, oh my God, I didn't know that's how you felt. From now on, I'm going to tell you and whatever. So what did that do for our relationship? It created a deeper level. It created a softer landing and a softer love and a softer honesty and conversation, where she knows she can come to me and educate me when I'm wrong. And I know that I can trust her input on things because I know that she loves me. So we are building this, guys, bit by bit, week by week, bit by bit, and we are staying in this tone of the whole year we want to live softer and happier lives. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Please click the like button, please subscribe, please share the video and help my channel grow. I love you so much. Do stay safe.